Hi guys, welcome back. I wanted to make my first official YouTube video, I guess you can say. Today I want to talk about my baby and how it all happened and what was going through my mind at that time. So yeah, it all started on July 14th. I was 20 weeks pregnant. Everything seemed normal. 2 days before that, before anything happened, I had gone to the doctor and I got an ultrasound and everything was perfect. My baby was perfect. He was measuring right where he was supposed to. Everything was just normal. He was healthy. I was healthy. It was one of the most healthiest pregnancies ever. Like, that's what the doctor said. But yeah, everything was normal until that I went to the doctor on a Wednesday. Until that Friday, July 14th, is when everything went downhill. Like, never would I have thought that this would happen to me at all. Everything was normal. I went to work, and around noon, I started getting a weird tense sensation on my stomach, but I thought it was normal. I thought the baby was growing. That's why I felt it, so it was tight. So I didn't pay much attention to it. But around 1, when I was supposed to go to break and my coworker came back, I told her I was feeling this weird pain, and by then I had started to cramp and to feel tightening. And she said, if I were you, I would call your doctor. You don't know what it could be. It can be nothing, but it also can mean something serious. So I called, and the nurse said, are you sure it's not your stomach growing? I was like, no, I know how that feels, and it just doesn't feel right. And then she said, okay, try to get back into the office as soon as you can. And I immediately went to tell my supervisor, hey, this is happening. They told me to go in so they could check it out. By the time I left, it was around 1:30. I remember texting my baby daddy and telling him, hey, I'm going to the doctor, something's up. And then I remember texting my mom too. I immediately called and she asked what was going on. And I told her everything that was happening, and she was tripping. She was like, do you want me to go with you? She was tripping. She was so scared. I was too, but I wasn't gonna tell her that. So I told her, no, it was fine. I could go by myself. So I went. Luckily, my boyfriend had gone out of work early that day, so he met me there. I got there around 2. I didn't get to go in to see the doctor till around 3. He was my on-call doctor. He wasn't my normal doctor, so he had to read over the charts and everything. He said everything looked perfect in my ultrasound 2 days prior to this happening, and that he wasn't sure what it was, so he was going to have me take a urine test to see if it was a UTI, and he was going to check if I was dilated. When he said he was going to check if I was dilated, I tripped out. I did not want to be dilated at all. I was only 20 weeks. I knew if I was dilated, my baby wouldn't make it then. He wasn't big enough to survive out in the world, So before I went to take the urine test, he had me lay down, and right as I was laying down, I felt the tightening in my stomach, and he said it was a contraction, so he definitely wanted to check if I was dilated. So I went to take the urine test, and then I came back and he checked to see if I was dilated. I don't know how I saw his face, but I was able to see his face, and it was just something I didn't want to see. I knew it wasn't good when I saw his face. He said I was dilated, and that he didn't want to touch anymore because you could see the sack of water in there. A fluid. He just didn't want to mess with it because he didn't want to break my water. So he said he was going to call a specialist and see what she wanted to do. So I was sent to the hospital right immediately after that. I couldn't stop anywhere. I had to go straight to the hospital. I was taken in a wheelchair up to my room, and Like everything happened so fast. Like I got there around, I want to say 5, I don't know, I don't remember, but around like 5:20 my family got there and they were chirping. They're like, it's gonna be okay. I was like, no it's not, you guys don't understand, I'm too dilated. And they're like, just put it in the hands of God. I was like, I am, but what is he gonna do? I was so pissed at God for some reason. I was like, why do you give me this child and then take it away from me? Like now I understand that he does everything for a reason, you know. But yeah, like they came, and then right then my water broke. Around 5:30 my water broke. And then to top it off, I had the shittiest freaking nurse in the world. She was, I just don't know, I just did not like her vibe at all. She was so mean and so rude. Like to me, I just did not like her, you know. And I think she didn't like me either. It was, I don't know what was her problem, but she was so rude. And I remember yelling, my water broke. And then she was like, oh. I was like, what? Just, what do you mean, oh? So yeah, right then obviously I knew I was gonna have my kid. And then around, they cleaned all that up around 5:40. The specialist comes in. She actually did an ultrasound. She could barely see the kid, because my baby, because there wasn't any fluid in there anymore. But my mom was in there with my boyfriend, and she got to hear the baby's heartbeat, and like her eyes watered. I like wanted to cry because that was my baby's heartbeat, you know. And I knew I wasn't gonna like be able to listen to it anymore after this, after having him, you know. So she did the ultrasound. She said, obviously there's not much we can do now. There's no fluid in the sac. You're gonna have your baby, and obviously he's very tiny. There's no way he probably will make it. And I said, yeah, I know. I was just bawling, crying. I had like been crying since I found out I was dilated. Like I was just crying, and they were trying to keep me calm. They're like, don't cry, don't do anything, just stay calm. I was like, I can't stay calm, it's my baby. But anyways, that was around 5:40 when the specialist saw me and everything. And then from there on, it was just a waiting game. We waited and waited and waited and waited till around 11:30. I started pushing, and I could not get the baby out. So I had medicine to help me push the baby out, and the feet were coming out first. So the baby ended up breaking his neck because he got stuck. His little legs came first, so his little neck broke and the head got stuck. So I got more medicine to help me get the head out, and when I actually he came out and I saw his face, he looked exactly like his father. Like, I was so surprised. I was like, exactly like his father. He was just the most perfect baby in the world. Like, I couldn't believe I had made that, you know, that my body was able to help this baby grow. Well, it turns out that I have an incompetent cervix. My cervix is very thin, and the weight of the baby like started opening the cervix. So that's what happened. Yes, I can have kids. In the future I will have to have like stitches, so it'll help it stay closed. So no, it was not my fault. This had to happen in order for us to know that I had this. Yes, it hurts every single freaking day. I think about him every single day. He's always on my mind. I wish this on nobody. It's the worst thing anybody can go through. This is just something that has changed my life so much. Like, Sometimes we take what we have for granted, and we shouldn't be like that. We should appreciate what we have every single day and be grateful that God has given us that person or that something. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to go ahead and give it a like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I know I'm not professional at making videos or editing them, and my lighting is sucky, but I just wanted to share this experience that was not only traumatizing, but that means a lot to me, you know. That baby meant the world to me. He will for always be in my heart. So yeah, thank you guys.
Like a broken soul in a wonderland without angels. That is how I feel when the mirror shows me strange.